Where is oh, that's where I fucking pick again.
Wait, is John not racing? He's not racing, he's on the way home, so he can't race today. Which is a shame, because now the title fight's fucked. John's gonna win again. Great. Unless he doesn't race, wink wink, wink wink, wink wink. This whole season's just been people edging the title fight and then nothing happens. To be fair, yeah, that has happened. I thought him even more so, but there you go. Actually, no, well, I've got a promise to Dan, right? If Dan wins Silverstone today, I'm not going to race when he doesn't race. Which will also allow not only Dan to be in the title fight again, but also Fabian. Is that a Limp Bizkit? I didn't know you guys are still Limp Bizkit. It's chocolate starfish! That's pretty similar, to be fair. A bit faster. No, no. I almost just accidentally made myself a driver. Anyway, F2, we have 7 good drivers for once. This has never happened before. No, there is literally not a single bad driver here. All of you have a win besides Unchosen. In F2. Can we all just collectively agree to give Unchosen his first win? That's boring. Go. Yeah. So 6 out of the 7 people, 6, 7. 6 out of 7. Oh, indeed. 6, 7! 6, 7. Hey guys, welcome to my Brain Rot podcast. For real. I'm not listening to TS, bro. I've never listened to a single Kaiser podcast. I'll confess it on this tape right now. You can clip this and send it to him if you want. Is it actually streaming or is it not? Wait, I just got tagged by someone in the chat, by fucking Adam. I wish Ethan was here to race too. That'd be good. He's good at Qatar. Welcome to F2 Season 2 Race 13, where we have got a title fight that's gotten slightly less interesting after yesterday when cheating by now 15 points over him now. Let's see how he manages to extend his lead today, as it's almost certainly going to be the case because Davos, once again, is not racing. But to many people's, I'm sure, pleasure. How many races have you guys both missed, though? He's missed more than 3. No. Who gives a shit? CB is back, everyone! And he's currently on provisional pole, technically. Fabian is also here after his first win in his first race. Let's see if we end the streak today. The only person that can keep the streak going today is Unchosen, and he's currently last. So let's see if he can do it last to first here at Qatar. And Dan could continue the streak too. I forgot about that. Dan always seems to me like someone who's already won, but he hasn't because he's not very good. Anyway, Fabian there leading the way. John in second, CB up to second now, as is a battle for pole position. Fabian looking quick here at Qatar, as he often is at this track. We should see him doing well. Dan up to third himself. Dan looking for that victory today here at F2, if possible. And CB and Dan and oh wow, look at that. Dan using track limits as usual to get himself up to the front, and now it's purple first exit for Fabian, but now CB gets that at the front. And Harry's back up there now. He's up to P2, and Dan now down to 7th. Crash into the final corner. Actually, in the fast right-handers. This is fast. Beep, beep. Anyway, I probably should commentate, that's my job. Who's first? Fabian still. Very good. Fabian could get pole here on his... This will be his second career point. Did he get pole yesterday? No, he didn't. John did. John got pole yesterday in Jeddah, but this will be Fabian's first ever pole in F2. So far, so good for him. Coming around the final corner from Victor, Dervas' teammate looking on the stream, and he does get pole by 0.2 of a second over CB on his return in second place, and Harry in third in the other AX. Looking good here today for them. Very interesting stuff. So, with both AX cars in this race, we could very well see the Constructors' Championship back on now. And this could get interesting in that regard, with MP both being here as well, and the Invictor Fabian on pole position. Dervas in the chat said, Fabian, you beauty, and indeed he is right, because Fabian pulling another sensational lap out of the bag. A 32.7 gets himself onto pole position here, ahead of CB, Harry, John, and Chosen, Graham Crackers, and Dan, who did not set a lap as usual. In the Van Amersfoort car in F2, he rarely does too well. Yeah. And Dan is now flirting with Dervas in my chat. Very nice. Daddy D is the GOAT. Someone tag me, am I stupid? Anyway, we have 7 drivers, some of the best in the business in F2 here for the race at Qatar. It's going to get spicy here in F2 today. Are these the top? Hold on, are these the top 7 cars in the championship? Am I stupid? Or are we missing someone? Oh yeah, Dervas. I'm stupid. Anyway, besides Dervas, this is the top few cars in the championship mainly. I don't know, Harry, but you're up there. Nevertheless, let's have a look at who wins today with the Invictor on pole. CB alongside lights. Anyway, we go. Fabian gets a decent start. Does CB get a better start? It's pretty close between them. It's hard to tell from this angle. It's pretty even between the top 2. Not the best start from Harry, but John's going to stay in line with his teammate and Chosen behind him. And there is the Prema, fucking hell, the pink Prema of Graham Crackers down in 6th place. Uh-oh, CB lost force feedback, was it? Oh no, he's gone off the track onto the gravel. This is a problem for CB on his return to the series. He's lost forward feedback on this wheel. He now has got his teammate Harry on the outside. He goes for the move and he does get it into 2nd place. He goes now chase after Fabian going for that race lead. Meanwhile, it's Dan versus Graham Crackers at the back of the field. There's a car going around, and there goes Graham Crackers spinning into CB as he goes to start. Dan rejoins very unsafely there right in front of his car, and there goes Graham Crackers down to 7th place, way behind the field, and that's ruined his chances right away of being in this race. And now CB has his force feedback back. So, Dan having to reiterate it 5 times that it does not count, because it's all about the nutter. And Harry now chasing down Fabian for the race lead. When do you not, Dan? Dan, once again, as usual, having front wing damage in the opening lap in F2. Seems to be a trend here. And CB there, with no front wing damage, is now going to try and get past Dan. He does let him past us down, and that moves CB back into 5th place. But he'll now set his sights after leading cars. Looking to get back in the title fight. It's not necessarily out of the question yet. He's still relatively close. And he's around 60 points off the championship lead. I wouldn't be surprised if he could catch that back up in the last few races. Whoa! I saw that on CB's onboard and shows it just lagged right in front of his car. That was very scary. And he's now right behind him. Is he going to send him into turn one? Probably not the best idea. See, outside, what a move this could be from CB if he makes it. He does get around the outside of Ventrosen. What a move. One of the best overtakes of the season, I'd say. Straight around the outside of Ventrosen. Using all the track and a bit more that has made that move stick. And now, CB setting his sights after John here for third place. This is for the podium. It's going to be a double AX podium now, back to where they were when they started. With now Harry in second place instead of CB, who has a purple first sector. This Harry chasing down Fabian and the Invicta, and only a second race in the series. Of course, he got him for a win yesterday in F1 at Spain. Now he's also won in Jelly yesterday, and now he's looking for the win in Qatar. So it's very good stuff from Fabian here in his first races in F2. Harry though in second place, chasing them down. CB right behind John still, looking to make a move on him, but John is losing huge amounts of time to leading cars here in these opening exchanges. And CB will look to get back into third, I think, at this rate, and with this pace, he should be able to do so. Unfortunately, Qatar is a track where being far apart is very common. CB that on those soft tyres, of course, that is the main reason actually I think why the hard tyres of John are not working for him. And the start of this race is he's still right in front of him. Let's have a look at the tyre compounds. Is John chosen ground clearance and Dan on the hard tyres now, because Dan pitted after the damage and then spun around again on his outlet. Did not fix his damage. I was going to say I did see some damage on the front right of his car. Now Harry gets the fast out of the race and he's right behind and Fabian now for the race lead. With the DRS down to the first corner. He's going to go defensive as Fabian. I don't think he's going to be able to defend him off. There goes Harry to the outside line. He's going to go around the outside of Fabian. Goes in a bit deep though into the first corner. This could give a chance for Fabian to go back down the inside in the Invicta. And it's side by side for the lead now as John goes back past CB meanwhile in the background. And CB with the switchback down the inside he goes with the soft tyres. Can he get that move to stick? I don't know if he can. It's still a huge battle for the lead now between Fabian and Harry. It's side by side again now heading into turn 4. And it's so close, and yet now CB has the inside line. Oh, sorry, Harry has the inside line. And he does get the lead now off of Fabian. Great racing here between the top two. CB, though, losing huge amounts of time to the leading car in this battle with John. And he has now finally cleared him. He is on those hard tyres, looking to do the overcut today. Meanwhile, Fabian is once again right behind him. Now, look at this battle for the race lead. One of the best battles we've seen all season between these top two cars. And it's only lap 3 out of 16. So, very good battling here between these guys. Also very close. And Dan is coming into the pit. I think he's going to retire his car. Oh, what the fuck. Anyway, on my screen, he just drove into the pit wall. And Dan, once again, is sick of F2. And honestly, with this level of performances, I don't blame him. He got one win in Monaco, and that seems to be his only real performance. Showed off his pace. CB, though, is actually closing in rapidly on these cars in front of him. On the soft side, he's really pushing, trying to get into that fight for the win once again. Harry there. Is he holding up Fabian here? Is that what he's trying to do? Or is he simply just trying to battle with him as much as possible? I'm not sure. Is that okay? That's pretty fun. Alright, there goes Fabian now to the inside on Harry, looking for a move. And he's going to get the move there with the DRS. Pretty clean overtake for him there, and he does get past. And into the lead, Fabian goes once again, but Harry's still very close. Sorry, look, you went quiet. My food was ready, and I will eat in here. But anyway, Fabian leads now from Harry in second place. CB is in third, but he's now gained 2 tenths in the first sector alone, and maybe that's 3 now. He's setting his sights after leading cars. John, though, on the hard tyres, really is struggling now. Yeah, CB looks so fast on his return to the series. Looking to get a win on his return. Would be an incredible comeback drive if he manages to win this race after his wheel issues on the opening lap. That would be phenomenal. And to be honest, it's not out of the question. He looks quick. He's still gaining 2 tenths per sector on these cars in front. And Fabian now looked quick in that Invicta that front. Yeah. Indulging in food. Anyway, Harry there, chasing down Fabian, 7 tenths behind him, and with 4 seconds behind that is CB chasing them down. He was half a second a lot faster that time, right? Incredible pace from CB. So consistent there, trying to mount a challenge here in this race win. If he could pull over 13 points on John here. Here comes Harry with a massive run. Look at the speed that he just had through there. Overspeed central here at Qatar with that long straight. Heading into the first corner, and Harry tries to get switched back, can't quite do so. Will he manage to get a slipstream here? Fabian, look at the grip he has through that corner. A little bit slide on the exit. Got a really good line there, Fabian just said. Yeah, Fabian does seem to have higher downforce, which is not really helping him in the straights, but really helps him in the corners. CB is so fast, he's leading. Once again, another 3/10, just constantly gaining time on these leading cars. Yeah, I think he's preserving his tyres. He looks like he's doing pretty minimalistic inputs, which would really help his tyres right now. John is still keeping decent pace here. The softs haven't dropped off as much as I think John would have hoped them that they would, because John is just seemingly not on the pace today with these top three. Yeah, but at Qatar, I would have expected them to drop off a bit, especially after Jeddah yesterday, where the softs were just not very good, at lasting very long. He makes a point, Dan. Anyway, hurry that. Continue around. Yeah, you beat with 3 seconds, Dan. You should probably be careful what you say. Anyway, Harry there in second place. Chasing down Fabian. Going into the final couple corners now. 3 seconds. Okay, CB has race-winning pace here. He's by far the fastest car on the track. No one's even close. He's like a second lap faster than the top two. It's incredible the pace that CB has. I've never seen this before in a race. This level of dominance from pace of a driver. With this kind of pace, CB could genuinely win this championship, so I am very convinced now that's possible, especially with John's pace now. As long as Fabian and Harry don't battle too hard, I think it's very plausible that CB could very well win this race and be ahead of both the cars between himself and John. So it looks like Harry, as of right now, by my prediction, could be that CB wins this race, honestly. With this kind of pace, we'll see what he can do. Still chasing down. Is he going to get the gap under 3 seconds this lap? Let's see. And Felix said, hello and welcome back, CB, in the chat. And now it's down to 2.5 seconds, the gap between CB and Harry for second place. You can see him in the background there. There is CB now chasing them down. And Harry could see CB in his mirror as his teammate, looking quick. So much cleaner than the cars in front. And Harry now with Fabian in front. It's looking pretty close between these top guys here. Harry now. Felix just said in the chat, is Dan washed? Yeah. I'll shut up, Dan. Anyway, Harry's continuing now with Fabian. Right in front. Oh, he's very close here, and he has way less downforce, so I think this is going to be it for Fabian. He's not even going to defend, I don't think. He doesn't, and Harry does take the lead away in the Qatar Grand Prix, but Fabian's still there, though. He's got more downforce. Will he use it to his advantage on the exit of this corner? It's going to be close. The guy who started the winning streak will probably end it, says Devas, and that is a good way to put it. Because CB at this rate is absolutely hammering on these cars in front. Look how close he is now, only 2 seconds the gap. He's brought that down by about 0.8 of a second the last lap alone. And Fabian now battling away with Harry for the race lead. This is only helping. It's only helping CB catch up. Anyway, here goes Fabian down the inside of the hairpin. Now he does get a place, but Harry with the momentum on the outside will swing back round, and now look at the gap between them and CB and behind. This is so, it's like Tice level pace here from CB. He's so fast. And here comes Harry now on the inside of Fabian, doing his best. And Harry now, oh, he's got right in front of Fabian. He tried to get the switch, but couldn't quite do it, and now he's gone board with him, heading off the corner. It's still a battle between these two. I can't believe how long they've been battling for. It's side by side heading into here. This is close. Oh my goodness. Impeccable racing in between the top two, and made that top three, as now CB is only half a second off the race leaders. Look how close he is. Harry is just really helping hold up Fabian here in this fight, and this is helping CB, his teammate, to get in this fight as well. CB, despite his opening few laps, is now right behind them. Sends it into the last corner now. He's going very wide into the corner, and Fabian is going to pit. And that means CB's going to go for the overcut. He's very confident in his pace. I would be too in his position. So Harry and Fabian both coming for a late pit stop. John? I don't know how that exposed me, but do go on. Oh, I see. So down there in the pit lane, explaining the strategy that no one could hear and making me look schizophrenic, apparently. Nevertheless. Harry now, with Fabian still right on his case now on the hard tire, both of them with cold, hard tires at Qatar. This could be an issue for them. John's still trying the overcut. I don't know if he's going to be able to have the pace to catch back up. We'll see. But John just trundling around there in a quiet second place on track. Let's see there. Will he stay out one more lap, or will he pit this lap for hard tires? Of course, hards aren't the best tire in the world, so I think getting them on later might actually be a good idea, because you get bigger tire set and you don't have to worry about losing the benefit of the soft. Let's see what he does. Will he stay out? Will he pit? He's the only person who is on the soft tires now in the race. So we have 6 people watching here. I'm sure it's because they want to see Corey on his return. And he does pit this lap. That's a good idea. Honestly, anything he could have done in this position would be a good idea. Will he come out, crucially though, in front or behind Harry and Fabian? Looked like a good in-lap from CB, I'll be honest. He's gained a little bit of time on these guys. Doing their tire warm up. CB there. Continuing on. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh wow, you're right, Dan. It says 21 on the number on the halo for CB. And then it says 20 on the car, and if you look on Harry's car, it says 20 on the halo and his number's 21. So the numbers are the wrong way around on the halo. Wait, so there's 2 number 20 cars? That's weird. Anyway, Fabian there goes ahead of Harry, right as CB comes up the pit lane. They could now be in a battle for the race lead between these guys. How on earth has CB got ahead of them now? The overcut worked perfectly for him, but now has to get his tires with temperature. This is Fabian's chance to get close to him and try and make a move. This is a track that really does suit CB's driver style. He loves long, fast corners, and it seems to be really benefiting him today. As he heads down into this section, and Harry had a look on the inside of Fabian there going into turn 4. And now Fabian, with those fresh tyres, not as fresh as CB's, but also warmed up tyres, crucially, should be able to stay close to him through this middle sector where he has the higher downforce. It will give him an advantage through there. And look at this, a train line astern here from what is a net P1 to P3. Very nice close racing here between these guys. But CB's pace looks absolutely monstrous, so we'll see if he can pull away or if Fabian can stay with him here on this outlap. I mean, they're being very aggressive on his steering inputs, trying to stay close to CB now. He steers so much on that car, really maximizes the tyre's potential. Of course, you can push very hard on the hard tire, there is literally no wear on it, so I'm sure Fabian will be more aggressive on this stint than he was on the... He's dropping back a bit here from these cars in front. Oh, Fabian ruins his race with a 3-second time penalty for track limits, and now that has given the win to CB, or more in CB's favour than it already was. He already had track position. Now Harry also gets 3 seconds. I literally called it. I was literally about to say Harry's going to get it too because he went wide in the Phillipsburg corner, and he does. Harry gets 3 seconds, and that's fucked his race. The only way this is going to help now is if CB now also gets a penalty, but Fabian has got DRS, and he's going past CB now for the race lead. Will Harry be in this fight as well? Let's find out. He's getting closer, but I think he'll be fine. So now it is Fabian leading the way of these guys. John's still yet to pit. He wants to go on softs as late as possible. He's losing so much time to these cars. He'll be 10 seconds behind the leading cars on fresh softs and fairness, but they won't be that much quicker, to be honest. So I'm not sure what's going to happen for John's race today. And Chosen also losing a little bit of time to his teammate in front. Doesn't quite seem to be on the pace today compared to his leading cars. Graham Cracker's had his race stolen away from him in terms of what could have been on the opening lap, but he had a collision with Dan and CB, and now CB in 5th place. That's fine. Graham Cracker's happy with how he's doing. He's in a net P6, so he still get good points for his team at Prema. Riley not racing once again today, but it's the head through now. Look how close CB is to the back of Fabian now. He's really struggling for traction to exit this corner. And here comes Harry now behind these guys with his 3-second time penalty, trying to just stay with them, hoping maybe CB will get a penalty himself, but track limits don't seem to scare CB today as he's driving behind Fabian pretty calmly. And John does pit from the race lead. That'll languish him down in 4th place now when he comes back out, I do believe. Let's see where he comes out in this fight. His pit box is towards the start. Is the first pit box in the pit lane, so he needs to be. He's gonna have to go down this long pit lane here at Qatar before he comes back on the track. He's gonna be way behind these 3 cars. He's gonna have to hope that they battle quite a bit to catch up, because that's the only way I think he has a realistic chance to get by. Meanwhile, there is a battle for position here between Harry and Fabian, and also CB. And meanwhile, Fabian now is behind CB now with Harry in third place, right behind Fabian. So CB did take the lead away from Fabian once again, the net race lead I should say, as Unchosen will pit next, I assume, along with Ground Crackers to see what they do in this race. Of course, they can't pit on the safety car, so staying out isn't necessarily an advantage unless you're doing an overcut like John is, who has now got a 9-second gap to make up to Harry in front. So let's see if he can do that on these soft tyres with these cars in front battling. It's the only way I can see this working for him. He is gaining a lot of time, but how much and at what rate will be the question. Let's see if this overcut strategy has worked out in John's favour. The softs do look like the far superior race tyre, so it would be very cool if he had a 4-way lead fight at the end of this race, and it is definitely not out of the question. Let's see how this goes. Leading cars continue to close in on, or the net race leading cars continue to close on the actual leading cars on track right now, which are Ground Crackers and Unchosen. Unchosen, will he put this out? Let's watch him as he comes through the final corner. Surely there's no benefit to staying at home while that, wink wink, as he goes out the final corner. And he does not pit. Chosen decides to stay out. And Ground Crackers there. So John can win, says Dervas. I agree, yeah, John actually has great pace on those soft tyres. So it's not over yet in this race, but the gap is still around 9 seconds, so 8.4 roughly. So it's gone down a bit, but that's true. If CB got a penalty, I think John's definitely with a chance to win. But knowing John, he is known for track limits at this track, so let's see what he can do to avoid that. Meanwhile, Fabian on the outside of CB now for the lead of this race. This is a great battle between these guys. One of the best battles I've seen all season in terms of pure racing. Fabian to the outside of CB now. Still on the inside, it turns into turn 2. CB has the momentum on the outside, it's still side by side off the corner. Here comes Harry now in third place. That's what he's on board. And CB and Fabian holding each other up now, which is not good for their races. John continues to close in this gap to the cars in front. Oh man. And now CB continues to close in on Ground Crackers in second place and is much faster on these fresh hard tyres. There is an 8-lap tyre delta between them. And CB, he had great pace before, but he has since dropped off that pace a little bit on the tyres. I think he is just trying to keep it cool, avoid track limits. Fabian and yeah, Ground Crackers is giving off some dirty air to CB in second place. It's just over a second. That's where the dirty air is most problematic. When you start to get within that 1 second of the car in front. And once again now, John brings the gap down to 6 seconds, or 7.8 there. Purple middle sector for John. Looking for the fastest lap of the race as well in the meantime. So John is definitely with a chance here. Oh, here comes Fabian on the inside as CB got held up by Ground Crackers, and there's a huge gaggle of cars down the main straight. This is not good stuff. Meanwhile, Unchosen pits, Ground Crackers stays out, and now we're going to get a bunch of cars going side by side down the main straight. Will CB go for the lead on the inside, and Ground Crackers? Yes, he does. Will Fabian go for the lead on CB? Yes, he might. No, he doesn't. And CB retakes the lead. Fabian in second place. Harry up to third already. Ground Crackers loses 3 places on track in one straight. And now, that was literally the Magnussen 2024 as I'm brought down, you're right. And very cursed as Ground Crackers now down to 4th place, is losing touch with the cars in front already. And the interval, look how close the leading cars are. Let's watch the gap here for John. The interval is what we want to see right now, as John continues to close in on these cars ahead with just 4 laps remaining. He definitely could, in theory, close in on these cars. Harry there, once again, braking too late. Yeah, Harry needs to lock in. For the sake of this race's entertainment, I would hope that, what's his name? CB gets a penalty, 3 seconds, so that the top 3 all have penalties. This is a battle for the win, and then John can also have a chance to win as well. Not very quickly, I'll be honest. He's like, what? 5.5 seconds off the cars in front, which is the same as he was before, so he's gained a little bit of time, but at this pace, I think he'll just stay in 4th. He has to get another 2.3 seconds though to get a chance to get position, so these cars up front cannot battle too much or they will lose the podium positions to John. And he's definitely a threat in this race with these track limit penalties. Here comes Fabian once again with the DRS. Goes to the outside of CB. And is he going to make that move stick on the outside? CB sends it down the inside. That could be contact. It's pretty close between them, and still though clean racing between them. To the inside there goes Fabian. And he Still, there was CB there on the outside of the momentum off of turn 2. This is a great racing between these guys at the front. And now CB does manage to fend off Fabian. What a position. Well, it's quite defending there from CB. Top of this field. Oh, here goes Harry. Oh. And Harry and Fabian almost crashed trying to make a move there. What on earth was that in turn 5? Oh, and Fabian tried to defend the switchback, and he can't. What a move by Harry. And he gets into second place. Great move there from him. And John, though, is gaining another second on this lap alone. And this is even worse now for these cars in front. John is really picking up the pace on the soft tyres now. He is making himself known in this race. This could be problematic. John continues to close in rapidly on these cars ahead. On the soft tyre. It's definitely not over yet for him. Honestly, he's definitely gaining more time than I thought he would. As the hard tyres slowly degrade, but the soft tyres do degrade quicker, so it's going to be a matter of how well can you preserve this pace. Fabian, though, seems to be struggling for pace here now, as CB is starting to break away from Harry in second after those battles behind, but Harry is starting to close back in again, and it's still within DRS range of CB in the lead. Fabian, though, is right behind Harry for second place on track. This is a very fascinating race. Only 8 tenths between John and a podium. Make that 7 as he comes around these corners. It's looking very plausible that John does get on the podium here, unless he gets track limits himself. To the inside, will Fabian go for the outside line? Is he going to brake late? Thought about it. Is he still there? Fabian, though, is he going to switch back off the corner? I don't think he has the grip to do so. He does not. And John actually lost time there. Oh, I think he tried to brake early to get a better exit, and it did seem to somewhat work, but he's actually losing a bit of time with the DRS in front for these cars. He's going to lose out on the straights and then gain it all back in the corners, is what I'm assuming is going on here. Harry closing in once again now on CB out in front. But 8.5 tenths between the top 2, 3 tenths between second and third, and then technically 6 tenths between third and fourth with the soft tyre run of John. Closing in on them now around 7 tenths a lap. And John, at this rate, would get on the podium and would be great for his championship fight against Dervas. Right before these penalties came into the equation, he would have absolutely finished in 4th place. But this has put him right back into contention here. Fabian there right behind Harry, who has actually lost DRS on CB, who is absolutely flying here at Qatar on his return to NPL. This is some great form we're seeing from CB today. And Harry there in second place, trying anything he can to get into DRS. He can't get it. No DRS for Harry unless CB makes a mistake. I mean, Harry, you had a penalty anyway. I don't know why you were worried about the battling, but anyway. Oh, and John, crucially, within 3 seconds now of Fabian in 3rd place, and this means John is into 3rd. And this is not good news for these guys, and they're about to battle as well. This is a terrible idea, Fabian. To the outside he goes. Harry sends it on the inside. It's side by side between them. And they're still there. What an exit there from Harry to the outside. It's side by side still. Wolf, he's going for the switchback, I think, on the exit of the corner. Let's watch Harry as he comes off the turn. He has more straight line speed. I think he can get this move. And John is still right behind them, wringing the neck of these cars out in front. At this rate, John could get second. I wouldn't be surprised. John would really need that in the championship, and it would be a great comeback for him there. Hopefully John doesn't exceed track limits himself. I don't think he will. He looks pretty calm and collected here today. This is the part where he gains the most time on these cars ahead. Look how much time he's gaining in this middle sector. Surely it's a done deal. He's already within 3 seconds of Fabian in second, so it looks like it's going to be the podium and even a second place for John in this race on the final lap. Of course, not enough pace to quite catch up to CB in front. I think he left the... well, I don't think he had the pace at the start of the race to make it out for the win. But CB, with a flawless performance pretty much, after those opening lap issues, he's managed to pull away from these cars behind in these battles to pull off a sensational, a remarkable victory here at Qatar. An incredible comeback, practically a last to first if you think about it. And he does now manage to come around the final corner. He was at one point in this race 7th with those wheel issues, with graham crackers spinning in front of him, and now he is all the way up to the front. He's going to win on his return to NPL in Qatar, where he wins the Qatar Grand Prix in spectacular fashion. And it's going to be John who finishes in second and Fabian third. Harry misses out on the podium by just 2 tenths of a second. Very unfortunate for him. What a race here in Qatar. And shows him that 18 seconds off the 4th place. So far away. And now, oh, Graham Crackers gets 3 seconds on the last lap. Graham Crackers gets another penalty as he goes off into the gravel. Is he going to crash into the pit wall on the final lap? I hope he does, because that'll be funny. Look at this pace from Graham Crackers. Go into that pit wall. What? The car is indestructible. He just hit the wall head on and there's no damage. Oh no. What? He's still alive. How has Graham Cracker's got a Terminator car into the pit wall and now he's going to finish the race in the pit lane? He's submitted to the indestructible car that he has. Amazing race. Really fun to watch. CB ends the streak, and that means eight winners in 8 races. Rory started the streak and ends the streak with a win here today in Qatar. Wonderful performance. John gets the fastest lap, but it is Fabian on pole, so he gets 2 extra points. John gets 1. Harry gets 4th place. Unchosen in 5th. 6th place to Graham Crackerson. 7th to Dan, who did get 6 points. Don't look at the standings there. What a race. Look how competitive it was. What the fuck is Gola Rock? What? Okay. Oh, I see. Golda Rock. I see what you mean. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to F2. That was a great race. Congrats to CB for winning on his return. Let's go. We'll see you later today for the British Grand Prix and NPL, one of the crown jewel races of